Hey guys, Chris here from Cohesive Friendship Unit. I am with Brian,
They blew up the Chicken Man in Philly last night. And they blew up his house too.
Jake,
Hello.
and Jeremy.
Irie.
Do you guys remember, like, a few months back, we were talking about the whole loot box fiasco, probably for Battlefront 2, Battlefront 2, and we talked about how, like, PUBG was one of the good examples of, like, microtransactions, loot boxes, and how, like, they were doing it right or whatever. Do you remember that?
I don't think that was
It was
exactly.
a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
I don't
It was
think
like
that's exactly what we said either. I think we said they were okay at it, but that was just when they were getting started. That was before the key bullshit.
It was back in the day, like before the key shit had even started.
Well, I think the first key crate might have just come out. Like it was back that far. Like,
well, here we are. 8-9 months later, we're looking at the event pass for Sandhawk. But before we start, if you have thoughts on this event pass, let us know down below. If you like the video, throw us a like. If you love us, sub us, and subbing enters you into a giveaway. All right, here we go. So basically, here's what happens. You now buy PUBG, right, for $30. And then you pay $10 extra for this optional, like, season pass, we'll call it. I mean, it's an event pass, is technically what it's called. And essentially what that allows you to do is unlock loot through a leveling system with, like, missions, like daily, first week, map-specific, like, various missions. That's like kill with a melee weapon would be one example. 1 hour in a map would be another way, and you level up, and these level ups will give you some temporary cosmetics, some permanent cosmetics, a nickname change. Exciting. And that's about it. So this is kind of where PUBG's at right now. What do we think about this?
And the cosmetics are not tradable and not marketable.
They are not tradable and not marketable.
All right, time to take the gloves off.
Jake, go.
It's just unbelievable that they would sell their shitty. I mean, let's just start with the fact that their cosmetics suck. Like, there is nothing interesting about getting a brown shirt and a red shirt and a polka dotted shirt and an orange gun and a blue gun. Like, there's. I don't understand why anyone buys them. It's unbelievable. But beyond that, we paid $30 for this game, and the game still doesn't run well. We spent a shit ton of money on this game compared to, like, Fortnite, which is free, runs perfectly, and now they're selling shit crates, shit event passes, and now they want us to level up for temporary items.
Yeah, you paid $10 for temporary items.
And like, what happened to releasing a new map that they announced like almost a year ago? Fixing all the issues with the game, taking care of the cheater issue, fixing the death cams so that people that kill you don't lag behind you for like 3 seconds. I don't even know.
And I mean, yeah, I think the other thing is, like, but it's not like PUBG is, like, desperate for money. They made over $700 million on the game so far.
Right.
And I was reading something the other day that very strongly suggested that they have less than 100 people working on the game. Or for a lot of their, like, until very recently, there were less than 100 people working on the game.
I mean,
so, like, $700 million by 100 people is, like, I don't know.
I mean, guys, you can go buy Rocket League right now for $10.
I just did.
Or you could buy this event pass.
I mean, look at what they've been working on.
And you have to pay $10 each month.
For a free nickname
every
change,
month,
my dude.
And like,
that's
$10 gets you a free nickname change.
So that's the other thing. Like, I guess if you on paper want to spend $10 and not give it to the Steam community, but give it to the developers, like, instead of buying the things that you want to wear or whatever, you can now give PUBG the money. But you don't, like, what if you buy this pass and you don't hit max level? Like, what if you miss out on a lot of this? Like,
well, and not to mention, like,
what if you hit level 3 and you get a jailbird T-shirt?
The other thing is, like, kind of going off what Jake said, like, they completely destroyed the crate economy. Like, it wasn't doing well, but this is like, it's it. That's it. There's no more fucking. They're not going to be worth anything. Like,
well,
and that was keeping a lot of people in.
Yeah, dude. Like,
here.
it was a strong incentive to play the game. It was like, I can earn some BP. I can sell the crate for 10 cents. And then, like, you know, I'm making my money back little by little. I made almost $20 off of that game, and I'm not a good player by any stretch.
Let's talk about the loot box thing in general, though. Like, that shit has gotten out of control. I'm pretty consistently getting 2 crates a week, sometimes 3, but 2 crates a week is probably my average. And there was a period of about a month and a half where I didn't get a single crate that I could unlock without a key.
Oh, I haven't gotten a non-key crate, and I get crates less frequently than you, and I haven't gotten a non-key crate in probably 2 months,
and
2.5 months.
Those, like, $2.50 for, like Jake was saying, like, not only are they not particularly interesting, but like the odds of you getting one of those cool items is just so astronomically low. It's like 0.1% for the rarest ones.
Which is why they're worth, like, you get a cent after you sell it to someone because it's only worth 3 cents.
Well, someone has to spend like, they buy a crate, they still have to spend $2.50 to open it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Right,
no
not
way.
for clothes that are just different colors.
No.
Like, they put in 0 effort. And I don't understand their priorities. I mean, they've put in emotes that I don't think I've ever seen a single person use those. They put in,
other than in the lobby, no. Yeah,
I've only seen it maybe once or twice in the
yeah.
lobby. People are more interested in, like, crawling around on the ground and yelling at each other in chat than using the emotes.
He's not wrong.
They added the new car that it's like, fine, there's a new car. They all still handle like crap, and the motorcycles still kill you if you go over a bump.
You know, me and Jay were playing Totally Accurate Battle Simulator last night, which is just this ridiculous, like, spoof of PUBG and Fortnite. And I was thinking, like, the vehicles in this game handle better than in the actual game that
they're making,
like,
fun of.
They're spoofing.
Yeah.
Jay, would you agree? Like, you could drive
kind of.
the
The game,
motorcycle and not get killed immediately, which is pretty.
you definitely don't get killed.
And PUBG, you get on the motorcycle and then you die within 45 seconds.
It was
Pretty
less
much
frustrating,
every
I will
time.
say that.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think the biggest issue is what Jake was just getting at, which is that if the game, you know, if we were 2, 3, 4 years into the game and everyone's having a good time and it's been optimized and shit, and they're trying to find ways to keep the game going, I think that would be one conversation. And I think this would still be too much when you have, as Chris said, so many locked crates on the one hand, and also now pretty much locking out all of the loot, the cosmetics for a game that we've already paid for. I think that would still be too much. But we're a year in, and there have been persistent optimization issues that have never been addressed. And as Jake was just saying, it really seems like their priority has been putting a lot of energy into stupid bullshit like this, as opposed to actually making the game work. Like, if the game ran well, we might be having a different conversation. But like, that should have been priority number one. That's what players have been saying since day one. And I think people have worked really hard to try and give Bluehole the benefit of the doubt and trying to give them credit for things. But and we've been pretty critical throughout. But I think clearly that it's evident now that that was not where their mind was at.
Well, one of the things that I was reading was that this is more to cater to the Asian market, where people are more used to buying like things in game with microtransactions, and they apparently have a pretty significant mobile player base in Asia. So, I mean, I guess from a business standpoint, that makes sense, but it just fucking sucks, dude. It's a raw deal.
Here's my big issue with it. Like, a lot of people have been complaining that to an extent, there's no real point in playing PUBG besides like having fun, but there's no like true progression system because there is none. You play it, you get battle points, you get crates that you have to spend $2.50 to unlock. Other than that, there's literally like nothing that changes in the game because let's be honest, the ranking system is just broken as hell. So a lot of people are saying, like maybe a level system would be cool if they could come up with a way to implement it. But like locking the level system behind a monthly event pass is just like not the right. Like it's like they heard and developed this like progression system, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna lock it.
Right.
I think there's going to be some backlash against them too, because like they're suing Fortnite for saying you copied our game, and now they're turning around and copying Fortnite's like.
And they're coming out with a Fortnite-sized map and an event pass.
And they're gonna lose that lawsuit.
And you'll also be able to get a superhero skin, and you can.
Thanos is in
That's
PUBG.
way too much work for them. They're not gonna make a skin
a great point.
that elaborate.
And that's the thing, Fortnite rolled that shit out. Like, Epic Games, I suppose now, maybe they have a lot of money, but they're like another fucking incompetent, shambolic company that has repeatedly ruined titles. And they turned around that Thanos shit like fucking that. Like, that was in the fucking game, it worked. Like, they got it all timed out.
It's almost like if you make $100 million a month, you can do whatever the fuck you
Playerunknown
want.
can't make vehicles work. In a game that's been out for a year, that has 2 maps, that has like not that many weapons, not that many vehicles. It can't get vehicles to work. It can't get all of the litany of issues that Jake just went over. Like, they can't do basic fucking shit.
And it's running on the same engine.
Yeah.
And they broke it. Like, they had vehicles better. They had like
They
a
made
lot
them
of
worse.
2 or 3 updates ago. Like a couple of weeks ago, the game felt better than it does now. And if that's like how your updates feel to the player base, then you got some serious problems, dude.
The best thing I can say about it is that it doesn't crash anymore as much.
I got a crash to desktop the other day, I think.
I was gonna say, I think one of us has to restart the game almost every time we play.
It did
Pretty
used to
much
straight
every
up crash
time we
my
played.
computer though. Like
True.
Like hard
every
crash,
couple
yeah.
matches, it did hard crash my computer, which was pretty unacceptable back then. But it's still in really bad shape for something that's
Back
supposed to
then
be a finished
being like
game a year ago.
yeah,
Actually,
like
like half a
almost exactly a year ago. No, it came out last June. It was one of the first things I bought on my new PC.
I do think that we should also talk. This is kind of similar to the event pass, and how, like I was saying earlier, you have to level up if you like. It's not like you buy the pass and you get the shit. You have to like earn the shit. Like if you want to change your name, you have to get to the level to change your name. It's not like given. There is a $5 buy 5 levels ticket that you can also buy if you're having trouble hitting. So, if you're at level 25 and you really want that level 30 reward, you can spend that $5 to get the Paradise Bottoms.
You know what comes with that? You get a fucking impossible challenge at level 4 that you can't beat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or like most people can't beat. Wargaming, the people that publish Warplanes and all those ones do exactly the same thing. It's like, here you go, you can play the thing and it looks easy, but it's not. Or you can fucking pay $250 and be done with it.
Yeah.
Their
It's
game
shitty,
is
man.
free.
It's underhanded. It's ugh.
It's underhanded
You
for a
also
game
don't have to
that
pay for it. You
yeah,
don't
for a
have
game
to
that's
fucking
$30
pay
fucking
for
dollars. Like
You just download it, and if you're sick of their freemium shit, you uninstall it, and there's no loss to you. This was $30 fucking bucks.
plus, if you're buying event, like let's say you buy 12 event pass, that's $120 a year, and that doesn't include the crates that you get from playing the game with your battle points that you can pay $250 to open.
The only good thing I can say about the event pass is that it doesn't break the game. Like the progression is just
it'll break
cosmetic.
the
It
game.
does. Well, no,
It'll
because there's
break the
nothing
game.
that they
They'll
can
find
give you.
they'll find a way to make it break the whole game. Like they'll find a way to make it fuck up. I guarantee you, dude.
Well,
I
we don't get
guarantee-
weapons in crates, so in that sense, it can't.
No,
Like, there's
but they'll
nothing
be-
that affects in-game play.
No, but mechanically, I'm saying it will break the game.
Of
There'll
course,
be
no.
some,
When it launches,
like-
it'll be a disaster.
Yeah.
It will break the literal game. We'll be back to crashes.
Yeah,
but
it'll be.
again,
It'll be, yeah.
in a freemium game, it's kind of a different conversation. You're not paying for the game. This is a game that we've already bought.
Even with a freemium game, though, like I don't think they would ever suggest spending $5 to get the content that you just spent $10 for.
Well, the thing about
it's weird. It's like a microtransaction for a microtransaction.
Yeah, it's like here you can spend money so you can get your money that you just spent.
Yeah, in a game that you already bought.
In a game that you.
And it's not like they've provided us any fucking content. You know what I mean? Like it's not like what have they given us since launch?
well,
New maps.
And some tinkering.
Doesn't Fortnite have another like mode that you can? It's not. It's the
Well,
other mode.
supposedly
It's
you
not
can
the
buy-
Battle Royale one. But
It
if you buy the
launched as-
pass, does it come with that or no?
So I don't know what the state of this was, but this is incredibly dumb. This is part of why Fortnite saved the world, which is a single player mode failed. That came out a few months before PUBG, basically, and
And it was in the can. It was shit. Nobody cared about.
Well,
Yeah.
it was So here was the issue. The game came out in early access with a physical release, might I add, so you could buy it physically in early access, and it cost $40. But they said when the game comes out in the spring of that year, the game would be free to play. So it was like, what the fuck?
Why would you
The
pay
point
for
is,
it?
Fucking
like,
sense.
Right.
that is like literally the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
On top of like it wasn't that much fun.
Yeah, I mean it was okay, but
Right.
that was about it.
Yeah, it seems like Rust for kids. Like, I imagine if you were gonna make that a single player game, like it would be.
This is like Left 4 Dead elements too, but yeah.
Yeah, ish, but like the construction shit and all that. It's
Oh
just-
yeah. Well, back to Battle Pass. Are we clear on this? I think we're clear on this. Is anybody gonna buy this?
Fuck no.
I'm not fucking buying it, dude. Like,
I just thought I would ask.
I feel like I've
I
said
got-
it before, but this might be the beginning of the end. I feel like I've said this many times, but
I mean, they've lost half their player count since January.
right. And now they're just like, here, we took a dump and now you have to pay for it.
It's like
Yeah,
they're trying to
instead
get
of-
like any last dollars they can before
instead of
all
listening
melt
to
away.
the remaining players that they had and like giving us new maps on time and giving us all that shit, because the Savage demo was back in March. It was 3 months ago,
Mhm.
and like when we played that, we were like, this kind of looks like original PUBG, like when PUBG launched. It took them 3 months to get the smallest map in the game from that point to launchable with this quote unquote more advanced thing, like, you know, graphics and all that they've added with updates over the course of time. But like, I don't know. It just, their priorities. I've been saying this since day one. Their priorities are not in the right place. They want the money, and they don't get that you don't just make a game and then it's out there and people just keep buying it like moronically. You have to listen to your player base. You have to actually fix the problems that they're talking about, because they're doing more play testing than you could ever do. You know, like, they're just in it for the money. That's pretty clear from this. Or they're trying to go a different route with it and embrace the mobile market, but I have no interest in playing a shooter on my phone. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. I think that was an eloquent send-off.
You think it was eloquent?
You think you
Dude,
can top
that was-
it? You
that
think
was
you
the
can top
highlight.
it?
Can
Do
you
I
top
think I can top it?
Try to top it.
Stop it. All right, well, guys, if you think this new PUBG season pass is a fucking steaming dog turd lying on a sidewalk that's been baking in the sun for the past 6 hours, make sure to let us know down in the comments, and subscribe to our channel if you like this video. We'll be sure to let you know of all the cool shit going on if you do us the favor of clicking that little ringy dingy in the top right hand corner. And as always, guys, smoke them if you got them.
Thank you, Brian. We'll catch you guys next time.